Hello, Vivek. My voice is audible, right?
Yeah. Good morning. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, Abhi.
So, Vivek, so you are having your rights interview, right, for manager civil post.
Yeah, manager civil, right.
And when is that interview?
Interview is on 5th January, on
Fifth.
Monday
Okay.
morning.
So, 5th Jan. So you're having around a week.
Yeah, right.
Okay. So I'll tell you. I'll tell you how I'll conduct this mock interview. So
Okay.
mock interview is basically just to see your preparation level in respect to this post. So what questions they can ask. So on that basis, so mostly I'll be conducting the personal interview, say around 35 minutes, 35 or
Okay.
40 minutes.
Okay.
Based on your responses and all, I'll be recording it and then I'll be giving a feedback, like
Okay.
how your interview was, whether any areas of improvements are needed or anything. So that will be some around 15 to 20 minutes.
Okay.
So around 30 to 40 minutes interview, 20 minutes will be your feedback and any other things which you might be having, which you want to discuss, that we can discuss. Okay.
Another queries. Okay.
Yeah. And whatever you have, you can obviously ask after the interview, like any doubts you might be having related to rights or anything, so that we can discuss. Not
Okay.
time is not an issue. I mean,
Okay.
that's what
Sure.
important. Okay, so I'll start the thing. Okay, so we'll start your interview now. You are ready, right?
Yeah, I'm ready. Okay.
So, Vivek, can you give a brief introduction about yourself?
Okay. Uh, Let me start. Okay. Good evening, sir. Thank you for this opportunity in rights. My name is Vivek Upadhyay. I am 31 years old. Currently, I am living in New Delhi. I did all my schooling from New Delhi, from CBSE board. I did my BTech in civil engineering from Kurukshetra University in honors. Then I started preparing for government exams for 1 year. Then I started lecturing in a college for just around 1 year. Then I started my civil engineering journey, civil professional journey basically from Buddham Builders. I actually I have around 7 years of experience in BACS Rajdhani Power Limited. I am on contractual role, but I have experience in BACS Rajdhani Power Limited. Basically, in last 7 years, I am project engineer in various new civil grids, maintenance of buildings, maintenance of 11 kV and 33 kV substations, in road restoration work, and basically also my job also helps in the department in licensing work of various government agencies. Like we have to coordinate with irrigation department, CPWD department, MCD department for various road cutting permissions. So licensing work is also there. Recently, in 2 years, I was in execution engineer for 66 kV AIS substation, which is of plot size around 100 meter into 90 meter.
Okay. So you're having like around 7 years of experience
Yeah.
in your latest company was?
Actually, I am working with BACS Rajdhani Power Limited, that
Okay.
responsible for electricity distribution in South Delhi and West Delhi.
Okay. And what was your exact job roles there? What was the post name as a civil engineer?
Graduate engineer. First, my post was the graduate engineer training. Then after my training, it became graduate engineer. So my post is basically engineer.
Engineer. Okay.
But
So
yeah,
what were the work responsibilities in these like 7 years? How you started and what you did along the journey?
in my first year, basically I started with road restoration work, very minor work, road restoration work. Then it began with new 11 kV substation maintenance. 11 kV substation maintenance. Actually, 11 kV substation is a small substation with plot size 10 meter into 8 meter. So basically, foundation of small transformers, foundation of buildings. Then it's became as the year passes on, they put me in 66 kV substation. Actually, 66 kV and 33 kV substations are came in extra high voltage department.
Okay.
So you basically have to prepare the DPR starting from the planning level. We have to prepare the DPR, then we have to prepare the estimate, then we have to pass the estimate by audit team and finance team. Then we have to execute the work. Vendor is assigned to us. Then we have to execute the work. So basically, the 66, when they put me in 66 kV grid substations, then real journey starts because the plot size was 100 meter into 90 meter.
Mhm.
Basically, bay foundation, transformer foundation. Actually, I constructed around 20 to 30 firewalls. The firewall size is 7 meter long and 12 meter high, which is
Okay.
basically
And
set.
the
Yeah.
foundations which you mentioned, what was the type of foundations?
The foundations basically isolated footing and raft foundation.
Okay.
In
Uh,
one project, we have to use pile foundation,
okay.
but basically we have used basically most in 90% cases raft foundation or mat. Basically, we can use.
Okay. So do you know the difference like when do we need to go for a raft foundation or when do we go for isolated and when piling is done generally?
Yeah, yeah. Basically, uh, if we have the suppose we have the number of columns and their area is more than the 50% of them, then we go to the raft foundation. Basically, thus bearing capacity of the soil is not an issue, but for go for isolated footing for 19 columns instead of we go for raft foundation in that case. And basically up to 2.5 meter depth. After 2.5 meter depth, the soil bearing capacity was good.
Okay.
When we excavated, when we do the soil test, then 2.5 meter it was hard strata. So we go for raft foundation.
Okay. And what was the depth of that raft foundation? Do you remember
Yeah,
generally in your
yeah,
project?
yeah, yeah. Actually, when in PTR foundation in 66 kV, that depth was 0.5 meter. Depth of
0.6,
foundation.
half a meter.
Raft foundation depth was 0.5 meter.
Okay. And whenever like there is a foundation of say half a meter, so are there any construction challenges that we face like whenever the depth is more, say concreting and all, do we need to be careful about certain things whenever the depth
Yeah,
is more?
yeah. Actually, as the 1.5 meter depth exceeds, we have to put certain safety factors. One steel ladder should be always present at site so that no labor should go without any safety shoes or without any helmet or without any safety ladder. And second, the concreting should only be done by pipe, concrete pumps, not manual concreting is prohibited then in that time. And when the actually the depth was 2.5 meter and area is large, that last case we have put that raft 30 meter into 11 meter
Okay.
multiplied by zero point 0.5 meter raft. And
And
in that,
if I'm having that much depth, say 1.5 meter, 2 meter, so was the pour done in single pour, entire 1.5 meter or some like first pour, some construction joint or how it was done?
no, actually, first we have in uh, first of all we put PCC.
Okay.
Then we prepare the steel reinforcement for raft. Then the raft depth was zero point 0.5 meter. So
Oh,
thickness was 0.5 meter. So we use around 98 m cube concrete in one day.
okay.
Actually,
And
14 RMC truck were there. So we pour around 98 m cube in one day.
okay. And do you remember what was the reinforcement diameter, say top mat, bottom mat?
Yeah. In raft, we generally use 12 mm, 12 mm at the rate 100 center to center.
Okay.
And
And
in
what was the grade of this concrete for foundation?
grade grade M25.
And how do we decide like whether do I need like M25 or M30 or whatever? How do we decide this? Do we have
Actually,
any?
Yeah, we can decide by the drawing. But actually, the drawing part is drawing department was there, so they give us drawing, so we can generally go.
Okay. So, and this raft foundation, does it come in the open foundation category or the deep foundation category?
No, it is not deep open foundation category, shallow foundation basically.
Shallow foundation.
Shallow foundation basically.
So, when do we say it's a shallow foundation and when we say it's a deep?
When it's actually shallow foundation is that when depth is 2 times greater than its width, then it's shallow foundation. Deep foundation is basically when we have to put the piles or caisson, or when the soil bearing capacity is very low, then we have to go for pile foundation.
Okay. And even in your projects, you said like even piles you had used.
Yeah, piles we had
So,
used in one project.
okay. What
Yeah,
was the method of boring of that pipe? Whether it was how it was installed, the pile, this thing,
actually it was concrete pile, concrete driven pile basically.
driven piles.
Driven
Okay.
piles.
So apart from driven piles, do we have any other types of piles also based on method of
Yeah, actually
installation?
precast piles. Basically, method of installation, we have precast pile. One is driven piles.
Okay. So in your project, it was driven piles you had
It was
used.
driven pile. First,
How, okay. How it was
yeah,
driven in the ground?
actually first cage was steel cage is inserted into the ground after the boring. First boring. First of all, we started with the test pile to check
Okay.
uh, the bearing capacity and how much load it can take. First, we started with the test pipe. Then, after uh, boring, we inserted the steel cage. Actually, the pile diameter was 0.5 meter
Okay.
that time. So we inserted the steel cage up to the certain depth. Then we pour the concrete.
So this method, it's not a driven pile, right? I mean, you first bore the pile, then you place a reinforcement cage, then you put
Yeah,
the concrete. So
yeah, right.
this method is not a driven pile set. What is this method called? Driven piles. See, I'll help you understand. Driven piles is something
Okay,
which it is precast. The pile is made. For example, like a column, you
okay,
cast a
okay,
pile, you drive it into the ground by some hammer or some heavy weight drop. That is
okay.
called as driven piles.
Driven
What
piles.
you have
Okay,
used as it's called as a boring, basically.
boring,
So you dig the this thing hole you dig, then you place the reinforcement case, then you do the concreting.
concreting.
And how is that depth of pile decided? Like to what length it should go? Any idea?
Basically, it was design part,
Okay. So you are basically in the execution.
execution part.
Fair enough. And do you know the types of piles based on load transfer or the function of the pile?
Yeah, and bearing piles, friction piles.
Okay. And do you know what is the difference? Like when we what it is, why it is called end bearing, why it is called seams friction?
Actually, it transfer end bearing is transfer the load by end bearing to the ground, and friction pile is with the help of friction, both friction and end bearing both resistance.
Okay.
Transfer the load by friction and end resistance.
Okay. And you also said that you were involved in the preparation of DPR, right?
Yeah, right.
What is DPR?
DPR is actually basically detailed project report of any site or any project. First, we have to prepare the DPR. Actually, BACS is like 49% share is of Delhi government and 51% is of Reliance Infra.
Okay.
So they have to ask the expenditure from DERC, Delhi Electricity Regulatory Commission. So for DERC, we have to prepare DPR of any new project or any maintenance work which costs more than 10 lakhs.
Okay. And what exactly information it contains, this DPR?
This DPR contains scope of work, starts from scope of work, then what is the requirement, what is the present status of the site or building for which DPR has to be made, what is exact what is exact amount and detailed estimate. We have to put the detailed estimate, then we have to put the photographs of the site, then we have to explain why it is necessary for us. So it is detailed project report of around 20 to 30 pages
Okay.
basically.
And you also mentioned there is some, you were done some firewalls also was there in your
Yeah,
substation. So what
firewall.
is firewall, like why it is used in the?
Basically, in 66 kV grids, two type of transformers are there. PTR, power transformers, which is of 31.5 kVA.
Okay.
So in between of two transformers, we have to put firewall. So in case of fire, so other transformer will be safe from that fire. So we have to put firewall, which is of complete RCC.
What was the
So
thickness?
thickness was around 0.5 meter. Basically, it basically tapered around its height of 6 meter from NGL, or we can say ground level. So around 3.5 meter is zero point 0.5, then it is 0.45, then last tip is 0.35 meter.
Okay.
Basically, it tapered.
And did you do any audits works also in your experience or?
Yeah, basically, I didn't do any audit work, but I audit team visited our site. Then I have to show them the uh, our bills and our
Okay.
execution part, basically.
Hmm. Also, yeah. So, and this substations, electrical substations, what was the framing type? Like it was a normal frame structure, beams and columns.
Yeah, normal frame structure. All structures were frame structures.
Okay. What are the other types of framing systems other than say beam and column slab type? Other framing types?
Other framing types simply truss type, steel structure fabrication completed, or truss type. But basically, we use two types only, beam and column type structures, and one basically steel structure, but that is used for only stores
Okay.
for material.
Okay. And I think IS 456, how about like in your experience, like do you used to see the IS 456 codal
Yeah,
clauses? Or?
IS 456 2000.
Okay. And any clauses do you remember which were related to your work with what IS 456 says? Any clauses which you
Yeah,
remember which is?
yeah. Actually, we have to visit RMC power plant before our concrete pouring. So we
Okay.
have to check minimum cement content, which is IS 456 2000 said minimum cement content of 320. It is basically 300 for M20, then M25 for 320, then 340, 360. So basically, and we have to check the minimum cement content they are using in their machine, in their calibrated machine, they're calibrated or not. So we
Hmm.
have to check the batch report according to the IS code.
Okay. In the batching report, what all information you can find other than say the cement content?
Minimum cement content other than admixtures, what they are in ratio they are adding. What is water cement ratio, what they are adding. Actually, we have IS4 according to 456. We have water ratio 0.45 for M25 grade concrete. So we
Hmm.
have to check all that.
Okay. And any admixtures were used in your project, like from the RMC plant?
Yeah, admixture they actually basically using water reducers, sulfur, sulfite, lignosulfate, and uh, sometimes fly ash, such
And do
type
you know
of
like why
admixture.
why they use fly ash? Any reason, particular reason?
Yeah, actually, there are many reasons to use fly ash. Basically, it is environmental friendly. This is coming from thermal power plants. So we
Mm-hmm.
can basically use Portland Pozzolana cement instead of OPC in not important projects. But it require more curing time. So we basically not use OPC in foundations. We use PPC in plaster work, brick work, and other not important works. So we use fly ash because of and it is environmental friendly, and it is less costly than OPC.
Okay. And did you even check the slump of this RMC?
Yeah, we
Uh,
basically check the slump
what
of
was the
RMC.
range like in your case, like when you checked the slump? What?
Actually, then our rate is 75 to 100 mm,
Okay, so
basically.
this is as per any code or how, like thumb rule
Yeah,
or?
as per IS code, heavily reinforced section, for heavily reinforced section, it is 75 to 100 or RAF. So we can properly vibrate it.
Okay. And what is that test name from which we measure this slump? What is the test name called?
Slum contest.
Slum cone test. Other than slum cone, are there any other tests also for
Yeah,
the workability also?
compacting factor test, VB test.
Okay. So VB, how do we do the test? VB? Generally, like if you want to explain in 2 to 3 lines to someone, what is VB test? How will you explain?
Can't
Okay.
don't remember actually VB test.
And do you also remember any, say, what are the other test on materials? For example, say bricks or stone aggregates and all. What tests are need to
Yeah,
be done?
for bricks we use compressive strength test basically,
Oh,
and we use physical test. It we put through from 1 meter height, and
mm,
we can check the metallic or ringing sound when
mm.
we stuck two bricks together. And for lab test, we have to use compressive strength test of the bricks.
Okay. What is the compression value, compression strength value for a brick?
Actually, it depends on what kind of bricks we are using. For first class bricks, it should be greater than 10.5 Newton per mm square. And for second class bricks, it is around 7.5 to 10 Newton per mm square.
And for
And
bricks, apart from the compression test, do we do any other tests also?
other kind of test, that is physical test, ringing sound,
Okay.
or
Other than
we
that, any other test we have?
no other hardness test or scratch from nail, so we can find the hardness test or
Mm. Do we do even water absorption test also for
yeah,
bricks?
water absorption. Yes, water absorption
What is
test.
done in the tests? Like generally what we see in the water absorption test.
Water absorption test, we have to put the bricks in 24 hours, minimum 24 hours in a water splash.
Water.
Then yeah, then we have to no, I can't actually.
But you have
I'll be
seen like
giving wrong
we do
answers. Yeah,
the
yeah.
water. So water absorption is nothing basically. You first weigh the dry brick, then you
Okay,
put it in water after 24 hours, then you remeasure how much water it is absorbed, the difference in weight will give you.
okay, okay.
So for this, we even have limits. So do you remember for first class brick, what is the maximum water absorption percentage? Do you remember?
Yeah, 12 to 15%.
Right. So yeah, this is again
Yeah,
one of the tests, very important, like for the bricks.
okay.
And for say coarse aggregate like stones, any tests that we do, which you
For
remember?
for coarse aggregates or fine aggregate, we basically use sieve test.
Okay.
Sieve test basically in highway we have used.
For stones, any test you remember? Coarse aggregate stones, like some hardness test, abrasion test.
Hardness test, Dolly abrasion test. Yeah, right. Dolly
So
abrasion test, Brinell hardness test. Okay.
okay.
Yes.
And what do we do? The general idea in that test, what do we do? Do you remember?
Yeah, actually, we have to put the first, we have to, first we have flakiness and elongation test
Hmm.
of the aggregates. We have to pass through different, that measuring flakiness index test, that we have to pass each aggregate from that sample, that machine. And in Dolly abrasion test or this hardness test, we have to put the aggregates in a drum,
Correct.
and we check and we rotate the drum several times, and then we check the how much hardness, how much it degraded the stone material.
Okay. Also, were you even you did you do any rate analysis or billing kind of thing even in your experience?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So,
It's our common job for rate analysis. Actually, BOQ preparation is our one part.
okay.
BOQ preparation, then pass it from audit or finance team, then execution part, then billing part is also on our.
Okay. So BOQ when you prepared, so one thing is you will calculate the quantities, say for the excavation or this thing.
Okay.
Um, say painting or plastering work. So this work in measured in what units?
Square meter.
Okay. Square meter
Painting and plastering work.
or
Yeah,
square feet,
it's measured in
anything.
square meter.
And say rate from where you used to get, say for example, plastering, if you want to take the rate.
Actually, we use daily schedule of rates, which is basically CPWD rates. We are generally using daily schedule of rate DSR 2023. It is the latest now.
Okay.
It is
And Say for excavation, if you are preparing a BOQ, so what and all things comes like for the excavation item for the earthwork basically. So what and all things will come, like only the cubic meter of excavation will come, or there will be certain other things
Yeah,
also.
actually we have to basically in the earthwork item, it has of five types. One is basically what is your plan area. If it's more than 10 square meter or more than zero point 0.5 meter depth, it is, and what is if the earth is rock, there are different rates. If the soft rock, then it is different. If it is hard rock, then it is different. Basically, we have two type of earthwork excavation item. One is basically if your square meter plan area is more less than 10 square meter, and one is 10 more than. Basically, one is for trenches, small
Mhm.
trenches, and one is basically for our foundations.
And for this excavation BOQ item, is there anything called as lead and lift?
Yeah, lead and
What
lift.
is that?
Lead is the horizontal distance up to 50 meter, and lift is vertical distance from where we can put the.
Okay, what does it mean? I mean, like, why do we use that lead and lift term during excavation? Can you explain? Like, why do we need to specify that?
Actually, the if we excavate something, then if in within is 50-meter lead, then it is contractor responsibility to uh, in- put the
Got
excavated
it.
earth and then put it that side. If it is more than that lead and lift, we have to pay him extra.
Extra.
Yeah.
So yeah. And do you remember, say, for steel, for 1 ton, what is the current rate?
For
Steel.
steel basically steel we are actually daily schedule of rate, it is 72 rupees per kg
Okay.
for
And this is from which year? Like schedule of rates you mentioned, latest year or which one you are
it
referring?
is 2023.
Okay. Any reason why you are not using 2025 schedule of rates?
It is the latest rate is 2023 only. It not came in 2025 is not yet delivered to us.
Okay.
We are using actually we are using 2023 Delhi schedule of rates, but but C&M team they are using 2021 rates.
Okay. And say for plastering, if I want to do the rate analysis, so what and all things I need, like rate, suppose if I say 100 rupees per square feet is my plastering rate. So that rate, what and all it includes, how we arrive at that rate per square feet from in the analysis of rates.
For plastering.
Yeah, any work, plastering is an example. So what and all it includes, how we arrive at the rate.
Okay. Actually, we include the cost of material. Actually, in my last year project, one project, I basically have to use sh shotcreting of a roof, which
Okay.
is shotcreting plus injection grouting
Mm-hmm.
for strengthening of the beams and roof slab.
Mm-hmm.
So that rate, that item was not included in the daily schedule of rate or any CPWD rate. So I have to put the rate analysis. So cost of labor, cost of electricity, cost of water, everything mentioned it multiplied by that rate. Then we have to last in schedule of that item rate is
Arrive.
extracted from that. Yeah.
And do we even also consider any wastages and any extra items? Say lump sum, do we generally consider for any material wastage or any lump sums?
Yeah, we considered material wastage, electricity charges, water charges, labor charges, and material rate. These
Okay.
things we considered.
Okay. So if I say for plastering, what could be the specifications that will be present in BOQ?
In plastering, first we have to use the sand, rate of sand,
Okay.
rate of sand, then rate of cement, then labor rate
Okay.
and water charges.
And say specifications whenever we say, suppose when I ask you specification of plastering, so inside plastering, outside plastering, there will be certain difference, right?
Yeah.
So that we specify clearly in the BOQ.
Yeah.
So what is that difference in specifications for say plastering inside or exterior?
Actually, it is of 12 and 15 plastering.
So basically thickness is one parameter.
Thickness is one parameter.
What
Yeah.
are the other parameters? Like, do we use any other types of, say, cements for internal, external, or any specifications do we have?
No, not for actually we use only thickness parameter 12 mm and 15 mm, and we have to use and another item then need cement punning for
Okay.
some.
In plastering, do we also need to specify the number of rounds that we do? One round of plaster or two round of plaster. Do we need to specify that also?
In plastering, in
Yes.
plastering we didn't need, only thickness is the main parameter, and we
Okay.
can measure that thickness by gauge.
Okay. So SBC value, whenever you say did any foundations and all, so what is that SBC value actually for soil when we say bearing capacity?
Yeah, say bearing capacity we can find out by Rankine's formula, but I
Like, what is the general value? Do you remember the range? Say, for example, if I say red soil, so what should be the range of SBC value?
actually gamma T, I remember only gamma T's value is 16 kilonewton per meter cube, 15 to 20 kilonewton per meter cube.
Okay. And yeah, so have you heard about this? When you do the soil testing, so we do one test called as the CBR value.
Yeah.
So you used to carry out that, or like some other
Actually, we did SPT test once, soil
SPT.
penetration test, static cone penetration test
Okay.
in at site.
Mhm. So do you remember that procedure, or what is the limits of the this thing? What we actually find out in that SPT?
Actually, we have to find the n number.
What is that N?
Basically, it is up to which depth at depth, and it correlates to n number of hammer that we are pressing into the our cone. Actually, first 150 is ignored. Then after
Mhm.
that, it counted.
Okay. And even though like you were in the say site execution, so do you know like we have when we do the analysis part, like say for even your substations part, so there is two things called as methods of analysis, working stress and limit state
Limit
method. So
state.
do you know the difference?
Yeah, actually, yeah, working stress method is old method which consider a very high factor of safety basically. Not in limit state method is the new method. Basically, it use partial safety factors. 1.5 for concrete, 1.15 for steel. In working stress method, we consider basically stress elastic theory analysis basically.
And say IS 456, does IS 456 specifies any, say if I'm doing a concreting work, the concreting quantity, as you said, like 98 cubic meters in your raft, for example. So for that 98 cubic meters, that does IS 456 specify how much cubes do I need to test?
Yeah,
What are
actually
the,
for 98 cubic meter, after 50 cubic meter, it is 4 plus 1 test, 4 plus 1 samples. In one sample, we have 3 cubes. So
three
for
cubes?
98 cubic meter, we have to use 5 samples, which is 15 cubes.
Okay, fair enough. And even any steel works you have done in your experience? Steel, anything like
Yeah.
execution or
Yeah, basically we have to prepare the actually outdoor fencings. We use only steel channel sections, angle sections.
okay. And do you know like steel, we have two connection types like bolting and welding. So
Yeah.
generally, welding they don't allow or don't prefer. Why is that? Any idea? Like on the
Uh,
site, we generally don't allow welding.
Welding because we have to keep remember generally we are working in Delhi. It is a earthquake zone. So
Okay.
in during earthquake, welding is the first joint which can bust. Actually, that's why we generally avoid welding at
Okay.
important locations.
Mhm.
And it
Okay.
is
So yeah, fair enough. And also like, why do you want to join rides?
actually RITES is recently merged into Navratna status by Government of India. So
Okay.
it is a and it also has vast scope in railway, and export of rolling stock in not only India, but it also expands its arms into another countries. I recently known about that Mauritius metro is also built by RITES.
Okay.
So for changing my field and vast experience of railways, locomotives, I want to join RITES.
Okay. And maybe in your 7 years of experience, 7 years is a good experience. So I can say like mid to senior level. So what do you feel are your strengths and weaknesses?
Uh, Actually, first I will start with the strengths. My strength actually, basically, I'm very good at coordination.
Okay.
We have to coordinate between, I'm working in an electrical department. So our daily project or any work started with electrical team. So we have to coordinate with electrical teams, their managers, their contractor. Their contractor is different, our contractor is different. We have to manage. First, we have to prepare foundations for them. Then they install a transformer on the foundation. Then we have to do other work. So coordination is very important in this project. All these kind of projects. So my coordination part is very good.
Good.
I
And any
coordinated.
weakness?
Any weakness?
Like what you feel maybe that part is lacking in you or that can be improved?
Maybe sometimes I became emotional. That's all I say.
And from which city you said? Like you're from which city?
Delhi. I'm from Delhi.
Delhi. Okay. Who's the current chief minister, Delhi?
Rekha Gupta.
Rekha Gupta. Who was previous to Rekha Gupta?
Arvind Kejriwal.
And what's the one biggest problem of Delhi which is in news currently?
Uh, we all know it's smoke, photochemical smoke.
So
We
that
can
there is a
say,
lot of buzz about AQI,
yeah,
right?
AQI,
So,
air quality index.
so the that is very bad in
Yeah,
NCR and this thing. Okay. And do you know how many states are there in India?
yeah,
How
28 states.
28. And who's the president of India currently?
Currently, Murmu, Srimati Draupadi Murmu.
And who was before her? Any idea? Do you remember?
Ramnath Kovind.
Okay. So it is around 40 minutes, 40, 45 minutes.
Okay,
So here concludes your interview. So you can
okay,
just take a small break. Like if you want to have water, I'll give you a feedback on how
okay,
it goes.
okay. Thank you, sir.
No worries. Uh, so yeah, shall we discuss your
Yeah,
feedback?
sure.
Yeah, so I've noted down all your responses and based on sections. So we'll start with first, like any interview, we'll start from the introduction, right? Tell me about
Okay,
yourself. So your introduction was good, but
okay,
there are areas of improvement. Now, whenever in any interview, be it rights, private sector, government sector, Navratna, whenever they say to introduce you, you have to remember only one thing. This introduction needs to be short and concise.
Okay.
So now how do we decide what is short, what is concise? I generally develop a thumb rule, 5 sentences or six
Okay.
sentences. You can go with name,
Okay.
your education qualifications.
Okay.
You can say your city also. Then you can mention about your experience.
Okay.
And how you'll mention about experience, for example, without going in detail, because in interview, anyhow, in detail, they will ask. In the
Okay.
introduction part, you should not give all the details. How you
Okay.
can say is like, my name is Vivek. I'm from, say, Delhi. I have 7 years of experience. My experience includes execution work of electrical substations or road preparation, like this. Only 2 to 3 words.
Okay.
At this stage, it should be concise, very short.
Okay.
So
Okay.
tell me about yourself, 4 or 5 sentences, your name, educational qualifications, your city, maybe, your experience here, and one more sentence if you want to add. Say, for example, anything, your interest or anything. So 5 sentences,
Okay.
short sentence.
Okay.
So your this thing was little big.
Okay.
So
Okay.
you have to see the interviewer's mood also. Whenever
Okay.
he asks, his first response is he will be needing short answers.
Okay.
If he needs more details, he will ask. For
Okay.
example, say you say, my name is Vivek and this thing. If he needs any more details, he will ask. Till then, you
Okay.
should not explain in detail.
Okay.
So
Uh,
yeah,
One question. Do I have to mention all my qualifications or just my degree part in
you
that?
can mention, say, in your case, BTech is your degree. Highest degree
Oh,
is
yeah.
BTech now.
Highest degree is BTech.
Then it is fine. Like generally,
Okay.
SSLC or 10th or that is not needed.
Okay. Okay.
So you can just mention, like, I have BTech in graduation. So tell me about yourself. Always start with 5 short sentences. Then
Okay.
they will ask. So this is first feedback, and this is a general feedback for all the answers,
Okay.
irrespective whether it is technical question or
Okay.
an HR question. Your first response should be bit concise.
Okay.
I'll help you understand. So
Okay.
first part was that tell me about yourself.
Introduction.
Then introduction. Next part is say describing. Even when you're describing experience, here also the thumb rule is always start with 3 to 4 sentences.
Okay.
Now, your technicals, I would say, are fairly good. Technical in the sense,
Mm.
your 7 years of experience, what and all questions I asked. I asked you about foundations. I asked about type, so that you answered correctly. You
Okay.
answered about what you were. So, if the interviewer asks, tell me about your experience, here also try maybe a concise answer.
Okay.
In your case, how you can do is, I started my career as a graduate engineer
Okay.
where I did say road, what was it? Road,
Restoration.
uh, earth, road works. Then later I transitioned into execution of the substation works where I did the
Okay.
foundations.
Okay.
So observe sentences should be short.
Okay.
If he needs more details, he will definitely ask, like how I asked you each and everything, like what are foundation types. So general thumb rule is try your answers to be little short. And general, this thing is your English is good. So
Okay.
that is definitely seen in rights, in all the these things.
Okay.
So your English is fairly good. There is no
Okay.
problem in that. And regarding technicals, foundations and all, whatever you did, you were able to explain. Only
Okay.
thing is you need to see a little more details. Like most of the things you answered correctly, whatever you explained, firewalls things, audit things, the foundations, even the executing raft part,
Okay.
most of the things were correct. Like interviewer, they see how you are explaining.
Okay.
In the sense, whenever you
Explanation.
explain to me what feel I'm getting. So listening to you, I can say that you have a fair idea of what you have done. So this is important. This is what interviewer will see. Because most people, whenever they are explain, even though they know how they have done the work, but they are not able to
Okay.
explain it well.
Okay.
So your case, it's fairly good. I mean, there is no
Okay.
any signs of worry. So English also is good. Explanation is also good. And regarding these things, you need to work a little bit on foundations.
Okay.
Because your major, I think, execution part was the foundations only. So say when it is shallow and this thing, you answered correctly. But
Okay.
certain types like piling methods and all, maybe
Yeah.
you may
Right.
not have worked maybe more only in one
Yeah.
project.
Only in one
Uh,
project. Yeah.
that is fair enough,
That's why.
but it is very important. Though you
Okay.
answered the type of piles correctly, end bearing, skin friction, those is right. But still, method of installation, boring,
Okay.
driven piles, all
Okay.
that you need to revise a little bit.
Okay.
And
Sure.
your most of the other things are also good. Like RMC, this is a like most common question.
Yeah.
Most of the things you answered correctly. Why admixtures are used? That is
Yeah.
OPC, PPC. Differentiation is all right. Slump
Okay.
value. Regarding the test part, you need to work on little.
Okay. Okay.
Like
ठीक.
say test
Right.
on steel or maybe aggregates. Though you answered, but you just see in the IS 456 or even what I
I
suggest.
will. I'll check.
Even in
I will
YouTube,
check.
even if you just type in YouTube,
No,
easily, yeah, you
I
can
will
get
check.
about that. So that is one thing. So test like dolly aberration test, what we do. And here, see, here I'll help you understand. Whenever if I ask you, how did you do the dolly aberration test? Again, the thumb rule is start 4 to 5 sentences. You should try to explain the procedure.
Okay.
Now,
Okay.
how I would explain dolly aberration, first sentence. Dolly aberration test is a test on aggregates. Procedure in brief, how you should explain is I weigh the aggregates before the test. I put the aggregates in the drum. I rotate
Okay.
it. I take back the aggregates and I measure. I see the
Okay.
difference in weight. So
Okay.
you see, in short sentences, I'm able to explain entire process. Then at the last, these are the limits. The loss of weight in aggregates should not be greater than 10% or
Okay.
12%, whatever. So any test, the only improvement suggestion I have is you can work on answering it concisely, not a
Okay.
elaborate way
Okay.
in say 3 to 4 sentences. Same brick absorption, water absorption test. In 4 sentences, I will weigh the dry brick. I will put the brick inside the water for 24 hours. I will take out the brick, weigh again. Difference in weight is my water absorption.
Okay.
And for the first class brick, the water absorption should not be greater than 12 or 15%, like this. While explaining, you should sound very confident. Like you
Okay.
just observed my answer, right? Water absorption and this thing. Whenever you tell, it should be like, okay, he knows so much well that he's explaining in just 4 to 5 sentences. So this should be the output. Like this is what
Okay.
interviewers will see. Even though you answer most of the test on aggregates correctly. So only thing you can work is making the answers a little bit short,
Okay.
to the point,
Okay.
exactly what is needed. Then BOQ part, you did very well. So
Okay.
BOQ specifications, the lead and lifts parts, very important because if they ask anything, they might come on this BOQ part also. So you
Okay.
fairly you have well. SBC value, you didn't had any idea. So you
Yeah.
can read a little bit.
Okay. I
What
will
is
read.
safe bearing capacity, or say what is the different space bearing capacity for different types of soil for red soil.
Okay.
Actually, there is an IS code
Okay.
which was there earlier. Now it is removed. It is superseded.
Okay.
I think
Okay.
its name is 10 something, but it's removed now. That code gave SBC values for different types of soils.
Okay. I will
For
check.
example, red soil, black soil. And they will even ask in Delhi, what is the most common soil type? Definitely they'll
Okay.
ask this.
Okay.
So you should have an idea, maybe black cotton or red soil. So this is one thing. So most of the things, and in these, no, Maharatna or say IRCON, RITES, NBCC, because I had attended NBCC interview also. I had got the offer
Okay.
letter also, but I didn't join. So in these things, no, they will see little bit of technicals
Okay.
and they'll focus definitely on HR questions.
Okay.
Like first is introduce, tell me about yourself. They'll focus more. Then I asked you why you want to join RITES.
Okay.
Your answer was not bad, but still it can be improved.
Yeah.
See, for example, what you can answer, why you want to join RITES. I'll say what I would answer. So, RITES is a Navaratna. That part is good. So, how you started. So, RITES is a reputed organization. I have worked 7+ years. Now, I feel joining RITES would be good for my career and I would get good exposure.
Okay.
So, maybe something on these lines, you may not say exactly like this, but you notice the difference. Whenever I am saying it, I exactly know what I want to say.
Yeah. Right.
So, this you can prepare.
I will prepare that.
Anyhow, you have 1 week, right? Why you want to
Yeah.
join RITES? How you have to prepare is write down 6 sentences. Say why you
Okay.
want to join RITES. Out of 6, select which you feel 3 or 4 are good, like which can
Okay.
provide good impact. You can say like RITES is the like government. The type of projects RITES do is very large scale, and their RITES is having a very good reputation. You can say this like this.
Okay.
Fair enough answer would be like this. So that needs some certain improvements. Why you want to join RITES, and strength and weakness is also equally important. So here also, when I asked you strength, Again, thumb rule is short.
Okay,
You
short.
explain that coordination part in, I think, 10 sentences.
Yeah,
How
right.
you can answer is, so my strength is coordination. Coordination means in my work, the work involved lot of coordination with different disciplines. So I was able to do that very well.
Okay.
In 3 sentences, whatever you wanted to say, I shorted it concisely.
In short and crisp.
In short, to
Okay.
the point. And this is one strength. You also just note down or write down two to three more. What are your strength?
Okay.
So just can you tell me like what and all you feel like what you want to mention in interview as your strength? Apart from okay, coordination is the strong point.
Apart
Anything
from
else?
hardworking.
Okay. Do you want to mention even like I have a good idea of civil execution works? You can mention
Yeah,
this
yeah. Okay, okay.
because your
Actually,
hmm.
I can start with I have experience in vast
Hmm.
field, basically
Yes.
buildings,
This is
foundations.
your strong point.
Oh
7 years
yeah, right.
experience. You have done
7 years.
the execution work. This is your strong point.
Yeah.
And maybe you can even say communication also because your
Okay.
communication is fairly good. This
Okay.
also you can include in strengths. So I'll
Okay.
tell you what I do generally. This is my favorite question actually. I have attended so many interviews in past 7.5 years. What I say is, for example, I am in the bridge design. So
Okay.
this part is all this line. There are a couple of lines which I've written even in my resume. So if somebody asks me what is my strength, I say certain things which interviewer will has never heard.
Okay.
In the sense, my strong point is I have an ability to have a bird's eye view of the process. Now, what does it mean? Generally, you'll not hear this. Why I'm saying is you need to have certain X factor. Even there is some X factor in you just need to discover it and tell it. So my X factor is I'm very good at looking at the whole picture. For example,
Okay.
my strength is if I'm given a bridge design project, I'm a bridge engineer. Before starting the calculation, I first understand, okay, what is needed from me, what
Okay.
is the scope of work, what is the output required. So this thing is called as having a bird's eye view or bird's
Okay.
eye view or a perspective. So this is my
Okay.
strength.
Okay.
And I say this interview because this is very important. Like this, there could be some X factor. You can still think there are some, 1 week is there. No, think about one thing at least which is separating you from others.
Okay.
It could be anything. Your hard point could be say execution. Your hard
Or
point could
vast
be say
experience. Okay.
anything like focus. Maybe you are very good at reading drawings. I don't know. Try listing down. Best way to find out is write down 10 strengths. Select any three or four which you feel is X factor in you.
Okay.
So this you can do strengths part and
Okay.
weakness part also. You see, this is a definite question in any interviews.
Okay.
So you have to prepare answer for it. Here only key experience, my 7.5 8 years experience is when we know the question. This is here. There are fixed question. Tell me about yourself. 100% fixed. It will come. Interview will start from this. They will definitely ask you why you want to join rights. They will definitely ask you what is your strength and weaknesses. So when we know the questions, we have a very good chance of impressing them.
Okay.
Means you can frame answer now only. The problem what happens is many people think on the go. For example, in the interview only they will think, okay, what is my weakness? Should I tell
Okay.
this? Should I tell that? So that we can avoid.
Okay. We
Why
can
we
avoid
can
that.
avoid? Because we know the question. 100% it will come. If you don't know the question, then it's fine. You need to think, right? For example,
Yeah,
when I
right.
ask you math foundation, so you need to think a little bit what I need to say. But there are certain questions which are fixed.
Okay.
So weakness part also you prepare. Here also make sure that you don't expose any weaknesses which can harm actually. Means
Okay.
which is professionally. Yeah. So your weakness, did you remember what you said your weakness?
Actually, I said I'm little emotional or bit
Emotional
emotional.
part.
That's it.
So this is okay, fair enough. Maybe there are some other weaknesses also you can work out. Like
Okay.
generally, what is a good idea is uh, whenever I'm not understanding anything, I take a lot of time in understanding. Like I don't move forward. Suppose, for
Okay.
example, I'm stuck in a drawing reading. I'm not
Okay.
able to get, say, top bar, LD, whatever. So I spend more time rather than
Okay.
asking for help.
Okay.
Like this, maybe you need not see exactly like this. You can try. Maybe what is your
Okay.
weakness? At least one or two. And always remember, your strength should be always more. If
Okay.
you're telling four strengths, say only one or two weakness. Don't say four
Okay.
weaknesses, because
Right.
obviously they want a candidate with.
Yeah.
They just see you. See, the idea is they'll just want to see what you answer. They may not
Actually,
even
yeah.
focus. So overall, if I want to grade you out of 10, so my rating would be 7.5.
Okay.
You are good
See.
enough, not that bad, but you can still be very good. From
Okay.
7.5, you can go even to 8.5.
Okay.
So this is my review. So I noticed a couple of things. So you sent that notification, and this thing, interview is having only 40% weightage, right?
40%. Yeah.
So this is a good part actually. Why
Okay.
it's a good part? Your 60% you have already qualified.
Yeah. Right.
There is very less chances. You told what you scored out of 125?
109.
109. So this is a very good score. If you
Yeah.
ask me, I have written NBCC, IRCON also. I lost by 1 marks. That is secondary. But I can say that your written is very good.
Okay.
If you ask me, there are very less chances for them to reject you,
Okay.
because interview is only 40%. Even though I've taken your detailed interview, the intention was to just see what is your preparation level,
Okay.
how you answer, how is your English. And in interview, the 40% weightage which they have given, they have told only two things they'll see. One is technicals, like civil, what and all us, and
Okay.
communication. So only these things. So this I feel is a good point. You need
Okay.
not maybe stress a lot. It's having only 40% weightage.
Yeah. Right.
60% you have scored very good actually. Those marks are, to be honest, it's very good. 109 out of
Yeah.
125.
It is scaled up to 52.2 out of 60.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So these are, I think, very good marks, to be honest.
Okay.
It's
Thank you.
in top 10. So I can
Yeah.
definitely say this marks. And so I feel there are very less reasons for them to reject you.
Oh,
Generally, they won't, because marks you have scored well. Interview also you have done fairly good. So just your communication is good, and this only
okay.
they'll see, and they'll ask a couple of questions and all. So overall, I feel you are good. 7.5 out of 10.
Okay.
So
Uh,
anything else
is
you want to ask?
Yeah, actually, last month I gave assistant manager interview. This post is for manager. That
Same
was
rights or
same rights,
okay.
same rights. In
Hmm.
that, I got 81 marks out of 125 in that
This is
exam,
written or
written exam,
okay, okay.
last exam.
Last
But
year.
in that process, they want uh, engineers who
Hmm?
worked in steel steel girder launching,
Okay.
basically bridge. They required bridge engineers. So
So you
interview,
didn't had experience, I think, in
yeah,
steel.
yeah. He asked me about, have you done any steel launching operations, girders operation in interview. So he gave me, actually there were only two interviewer in that, and that was online interview
Okay.
in the rights
Hmm.
premises, but that was online interview. So they gave me 29 out of 40 marks.
Okay. And
Then
still you are not selected. I mean, with this.
I am in waiting list in that,
Okay.
but I'm missed by around 6 marks in interview. That candidate got same marks, written marks, but he has got 35 marks out of 40. I got 29.
Okay. Could this the reason be that candidate had the steel launching experience? Could
Yeah.
it be possible?
Yes. Yes.
So see, this could be one of the reasons, and I can understand why they focus on steel. Even though I have not asked steel, but I'll tell you how to prepare. Because rights, they do lot of steel bridges.
Yeah. Right. That's
And
why.
see, very simple. Why they want someone who knows steel is because they do lot of steel bridges. Now, say even now you're not having steel experience. How you can counter this means how you can use this as your advantage. Now I'll tell you. If they ask you, same thing repeats. For example, if even
Okay.
this interview they ask, Are you having any steel bridge launching experience?"
Okay.
Obviously you will not say anything that is wrong. I mean,
Okay.
if you're not having experience, you
Yeah.
will not say I have experience. But what you can do is, even such questions or question may come or situation may come, you can be prepared for the questions on steel bridges launching interview. That way
Okay.
you can say, even though I'm not having steel bridge launching experience, but I know about steel bridges. Now, what do I mean by you know steel bridges? You need to know certain things, because I work in bridge design. I can help you understand a better. What they will ask, what are the types of steel bridges? Simple.
Okay.
So there are plate girder bridges are there, composite bridges, steel and concrete. Then there are truss bridges. Then what they expect is when are truss bridges used? For example,
Okay.
when plate girder bridges are used, for what spans. So all of these things, either you can read from code books or there are YouTube videos. I'll forward you.
Okay.
It
Okay.
is very simple. Say plate
Okay.
girders up to 15-meter span. Truss
Okay.
bridges are very good when spans are 30, 35, 40 meters.
Okay.
And what they will ask? They'll ask in steel bridges, camber. So generally we do this camber thing. They'll ask what is
Okay.
camber in steel bridges. So even in this interview, if suppose they ask, do you have steel experience? You answer like this, even though I don't have steel experience, but I know about steel bridges execution. So this way
Okay.
you can increase your chances.
Okay.
And
Basically, in that interview, they specifically mentioned that 4 years experience in bridge and steel
okay.
design. That's why
Then yes.
but
And
in that,
here
but in this common
They-
civil engineering
yeah,
that
but
4
still
years.
they may ask because RITES does
Okay.
a lot of because I know I
Yeah.
worked in Bangalore Metro. I have worked with
Okay.
RITES also because they were consultant and I know how
Okay.
RITES work. So they may
Okay.
expect. So they'll
Okay.
ask you simple questions like span, for example,
Okay.
till what span, what kind of steel bridges. And see, if I want to test your knowledge on steel bridge launching, I will ask simple questions. I will simple ask when we use steel bridges, why not concrete? Answer is very simple. Dead loads, when I use steel, it is reduced to a large extent.
Yeah.
And dead load, that is the most important part. If
Yeah.
your
Most
dead load is
important.
more, your bending moment is more, you require large
Deflection
section.
more. Okay.
Large depth is required. Say, for
Yeah.
example, plate girder. In steel, 1 meter, same concrete 1 meter, you can imagine. It's huge.
Yeah.
You cannot
Right.
provide
It's
one
used.
meter of concrete slab. So simple things. Then I'll ask you, what are the bearing types?
Okay.
Roller bearings, rocker bearings, what is fixed, what is
Okay.
longitudinal guiders,
Okay.
elastomeric bearing. So this you prepare. Prepare
Okay.
types of bearings. What are
Okay.
elastomeric bearing? Elastomeric bearings are very common, very popular. You can definitely expect questions.
Okay.
Elastomeric bearing, how they function, say for example, or fixed bearing means what?
Okay.
Roller bearing means what? So certain questions, I'll forward you some videos also.
Okay.
Everything
Okay.
is already there.
Sure.
So this you can, even if you face this steel thing, you can answer it like this
Okay.
part.
Okay. I will consider. Thanks.
Anything other you wanted to ask
Yeah.
or
Just face expressions and anything else.
yeah,
Do you
face
want my change
expression
to change?
fairly good. You slightly look tense sometimes. Like
Okay.
now also, try to keep little smile. I mean,
Okay.
relax. Now also I can
Okay.
see you're a bit tensed, little bit. Like I
Okay.
can see like the convolutions when it comes here. So
Okay.
you see, interviewers, what you should understand is they don't suppose they're asking 10 questions. They will
Okay.
never expect you'll answer all 10 correctly. This
Yeah.
is what
Right.
you have to remember. Your tension comes in mind because you may be thinking that what if I answer this wrongly?
Okay.
So if you remove that tension, that is how you can stay calm. They will
Okay.
see, even in my interviews, I have attended NBCC, I told you, National Building
Okay.
Construction. It's also a Navratna.
Yeah.
They
No.
asked me
No.
certain questions I didn't know.
Okay.
So that is, and still I got offer letter. I was selected.
Okay. Okay.
You have to understand this. You may not know everything. That is fine. It's not that if I ask 10 questions, you only if you give 10 questions, then only I'll select you. No.
Okay.
Out of 10, even if you answer 7, around 7, they can still select you. So
Okay.
if you think like this, that tension won't come.
Okay.
And that
Okay. I'll
tension
keep in
shows up
mind.
your face, it will show in
Yeah.
your
Right.
body language. So that is thing. And your
Okay.
dressing and also is fairly good. I think you may
Okay.
be wearing a similar this thing on the interview also.
Yeah. Actually, I will change my shirt and put a
Ah,
tie on that. Yeah.
that is fair enough. So overall behavior also is good, communication is also good. So only that steel part you can just work on little because
Okay.
rights does. Yeah,
I will work that on that. Actually, basically we have Saturday, Sunday, and 2, 3 more days. So I will
yeah.
work on that.
So you said it's on 5th, right? Today is 31st.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have around
Fifth
3 to 4 days.
Monday.
And it's an online interview or it's an in-person interview?
It's personal interview.
Personal interview. I mean, you need to go to their
Gurgaon.
campus, Gurgaon
Yeah.
campus.
Campus. Rights.
Then
Campus.
fair enough. Try like reach or well early before time. Like
Yeah. I will reach them there
travel
early.
and all. Most of the times, what happens is we think,
Yeah.
okay, it takes 1 hour. I'll leave at 8. So all that
No, no, no.
leave 2 hours
I will
early.
reach there by
Yeah, yeah.
1 hour before the interview time. 9:30. I
Because
will reach there by 8:30 around.
yeah, any delay, some or
Yeah.
the other things, we have to avoid
Yeah.
all kinds of
Yeah.
this
Right.
because if you
Actually,
show up late and all, your chances will get vanished like anything.
Yeah,
I
right,
mean, they will see
right.
that only. I mean, how you this
Actually,
thing.
first in first half, they do document verification. They check all the experience, and then after lunch,
Mhm.
basically, they start the interview process
And
or
what
around
I
lunch.
noticed is since I attended NBCC, I attended ISRO interview also.
Okay.
They will even check general knowledge also. So
Yeah.
that is the
Okay.
reason why I asked you like chief
Okay.
minister, all this. And
That
Delhi
GK part,
related things,
GK
yes.
part is good. My
Yeah,
GK
yeah.
part is good. I
That I like it's fairly good. I mean, just
yeah.
maybe current events, you just see a little bit in this one
Okay.
week, what is
Okay.
happening in
Okay. I will check.
Delhi, yeah, in India. General, some not to deep level, but I was actually taken by a shock. So this NBCC interview, I think how many years back? 4 years back, I did NBCC interview. Couple of things from general knowledge that took me out of my this thing. I was like, okay, I don't know this.
Okay.
So it happened to
Okay.
me in
Okay.
this Maharatna, Navaratna, all these they expect you to have a general knowledge also, and I think
Okay.
yours is fairly good. I mean, there is no
Okay.
so just see the current
Okay.
events in
Okay. I will
what's
check.
happening in Delhi and these things. So yeah, I think overall, I think there is not any issue. Only thing is if they're having some criteria like experience and all, then it can be issue. But I think for this they have not mentioned anything
No,
like
they have not mentioned anything. And
general
post
thing.
in that, they have only three posts for UR. In
Okay.
this, we have 18 posts, and I came at sixth after
Then yeah.
29 marks.
Yeah, I think it's a fair enough chance. I don't see any reason why you should not get selected. I
Okay.
mean, even the marks wise, your performance wise, most
Okay.
of the things, unless something very like they may have something in their mind, say, this guy I want some experience. Only in
Okay.
that case, we cannot do anything. But other than
Okay.
that, I think you are ready and mostly you should clear through this interview.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Akshay gave you my this thing, right? Akshay Kamath.
Yeah, Akshay, I saw basically I saw on YouTube. Then he gave your number.
You
He asked
connected with
me.
him like how? On YouTube only you commented or you
I
got his number?
saw his WhatsApp number on YouTube comments. So I messaged him. He gave me your number.
Okay. So
Then I
yeah, even
contacted
Akshay
you.
also like even he does this trainings and he's having a lot of courses.
Okay.
Even I train like how to
Okay.
do interviews. So yeah.
So you generally are working or
Yeah. So I am having around like 7.5 years experience. I am currently working as a bridge design engineer in Atkins.
okay,
So
Atkins.
yeah,
Okay.
Atkins even in Gurgaon it is there. I think you might
Yeah,
have.
in Gurgaon, my friend in Atkins actually basically.
So I am in before this I worked in Bangalore Metro. Now I'm in
Okay.
Atkins. I am in bridge design.
So you are in Bangalore right now.
Yeah, I'm in native, so this is holiday season. So after
Okay,
New
okay, okay.
Year,
It's
so
okay.
I'll be again going back
Okay.
at this.
Okay.
Yeah, and even if you want to ask anything, also you have my WhatsApp number, right? You
Yeah,
can
I have number.
always ask. Like need not any suggestions or if you want some inputs or all, you can definitely ask me even after this call.
Okay, okay.
Okay, fair enough. I
Okay.
think you got a good idea, right? How the
Yeah,
interviews and what they
yeah.
might expect.
I got the
Only
idea.
thing is just be very confident. Like
Okay.
you may not know certain things, that is fine. Don't show on your facial expression. Oh,
Okay.
like I'm sweating, I don't know this. Perfectly fine,
Okay.
even if you don't know. I answered few questions incorrectly, still I got offer letter. So that happens
Okay.
fairly good.
Okay.
And your preparation is also fairly good.
Confidence is the key.
Yeah,
Okay.
confidence is good. Only they will see that. They'll see your personality. Whenever you are not, and suppose if they ask you some question you don't know, certain students I have seen they do like this, like their palms are sweating, they
Okay.
are doing their hands. So try to avoid that. How you can
Okay.
avoid that? You should have in mind, even if I
Hmm.
answer certain things wrong, it's okay. They will see
Okay.
your overall performance, not just one question you have not answered. So like this. So any visual discomfort you have to avoid. Like few people like they do this Adam's apple when they are
Right.
not knowing answers, they are tensed, their palms are sweating, they are rubbing their
Hmm.
palms. So all these things, it gives very bad impression to the
Yeah,
interview.
right.
And generally, rights, I think aged people will take your interviews. I
Yeah.
have seen NBCC too, like
Oh,
full senior
right.
citizen vibes. So
Okay.
for them, they'll just see your overall personality. Technicals, they may check because you have already cleared the written test. So I
Okay.
may not feel like grilling. And weightage also is less for interviews. So there
Yeah,
should
right.
not be an issue. Only journal events you just see and go.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, Adif.
Yeah. Thanks. Bye.
Okay. Good night.
Good night.